So, today was a historic day. Rush Limbaugh kicked the bucket, and good riddance. You know, some people I know are going to be saying the following: Darth Bryboy, how can you celebrate a man's death? Someone who lived and now he is no longer alive. His family is grieving. His wife no longer has a husband. How can you be so cruel, so callous? While there are great men and women in history who would not have the approach I'm going to take here, which is good fucking riddance to Rush Limbaugh. That man destroyed political discourse in America through his shitty conservative propaganda radio show. That man was an unempathetic asshole. That man inspired the likes of Glenn Beck, Bill O'Reilly, Steven Crowder, Tommy Lahren, Caitlin Bennett, and a bunch of other conservative assholes who are equally as unempathetic, uncaring, and have no semblance of decency or compassion. Rush Limbaugh was a man who thrived off of treating people like shit. Rush Limbaugh was a man who mocked AIDS victims. Rush Limbaugh was a man who justified the use of torture. Rush Limbaugh was a man who argued against a woman's right to choose and mocked a woman for it. Rush Limbaugh was a man who destroyed American political discourse. One could argue single-handedly within the media. Rush Limbaugh's legacy is that of an evil, vile human being who will no longer be alive to create further toxicity in the dialect of the body politic. Good riddance. There is no reason to pay tribute other than to ridicule him. There is no reason to pay respects to a man who did not pay respects to those who died of AIDS. There is no reason to celebrate a legacy of cruelty. The only reason one can take away from a legacy of cruelty is to, frankly, flip off the grave of the man who did it. Rush Limbaugh was not a human being worthy of mourning. Rush Limbaugh was not a man who deserves any semblance of empathy or compassion. Rush Limbaugh got the cancer from himself. He should have been aware of the risks of smoking tobacco, and he continued to do it. The best way to pay tribute to Rush Limbaugh is to play back a clip of George Carlin mocking those who smoked cigars. I'm going to leave it in the link in the description below for you to watch. So in short, good riddance, Rush, you pathetic excuse for a human being. Good riddance to you. And may the assholes that you inspired follow the mocking and ridicule that I am presenting to you. You will not be missed. Your legacy will not be cherished. Your legacy will not be revered. It should be mocked. It should be criticized. It should be looked at as, how the hell did we as a society allow such vile ideas to enter the mainstream? With that in mind, live long and prosper and have a good day. For those of you who take issue with what I'm saying in the comments, there is an old saying: live by the sword, die by the sword. That is what Rush Limbaugh chose to live by. He chose to live by the sword of cruelty, and now he has died by the sword of cruelty. We all have to make our beds and lay in it at the end of the day. And when we move on to the other side, it is history's job to judge how we were as people.